In this video, we're going to be talking about evaluating common logs, natural logs, and powers of e. So, first of all, what is a common log? A common log would be like log x. So, in general, we need a base. But if there is no base written, then we know that it is actually base 10. So anytime you see a log without a base, we assume that it's log base 10. For example, on your calculator, you probably have a log button, and that is going to be base 10. It's just like, in previous videos we've talked about cube roots and fourth roots, but if I just see the radical sign, I know it's a square root. I don't write the 2, but I know it's a square root. It's going to be the same way with these logs. So no base, it's actually base 10. Now if you see ln of x, so that's an L, ln of x, that is the same thing as log base e. So the base is e, and e is a number. E is not a variable. It's the number 2.718281 blah 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 blah. Goes on and on forever, just like pi. E is an irrational number. You can see E used when we talk about growth, decay, bell curves, places like the Gateway Arch. Those all use the number E. So again, if you see E like this is a number with a 2.718 so on and so forth value. And ln of x is the same thing as log base e of x. Alright, so as I mentioned before, we're going to evaluate some of these using a calculator. It's very important to know where these buttons are on your own calculator. So go ahead and get those out, and let's see if you can find the buttons and use them properly. So, first example says evaluate using a calculator round to the nearest 10,000th. You might also see 4 decimals, right? A lot of times in science classes, they want you to go out to 4 significant digits, meaning the 10,000th place or 4 decimal places. So let me go ahead and get out my calculator here. If I want log of 25, again, no base, this is actually log base 10 of 25. But on my calculator, I have this log button. So calculators vary. Some calculators you'll hit the button and then the numbers inside, or in this case with this computer calculator, I have to hit the number first and then I can take the log of that number. And we can see up here at the top it says log of 25. So I had to hit the 25 first and then the log. Some calculators you hit the log and then the 25 and then equals. Now I'm going to round it to the nearest 10,000th place. So tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000th. Look to the right, that's a 4. The 4 says leave that 9 alone. So 1.3979. So this is approximately 1.3979. Alright, below that it says evaluate using a calculator round to the nearest 4 decimal places. So first of all, we have a function here. It says the function g of x equals ln of x. And we're asked to find g of 35. Well, we know when we evaluate functions, we plug in. So in this case, 35, wherever I see an x, so instead of writing x, I'm going to write 35 in there. And essentially, we're just finding the natural log of 35. So remember, ln, same thing as log base e, we call that a natural log. Get out my calculator, I find my ln button. I'm going to have to hit 35 and then the ln button. And I'm going to round it to 4 decimal places. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Look to the right, that's a 4, so I'm going to leave the 3 alone. And I get 3.5553. And alright, 3.5553. Alright, the last one here. Now this is an exponential, so I'm using the e as my base. I'm taking that to 3.5 power. Remember, e is not a variable, it is a number. So essentially I'm taking this base, this 2.7 yada yada yada, to the 3.5 power. Again, I should have a button on my calculator that has an e to the x, or here, e to the x. So I'm going to hit 3.5 and then my e button, and I can see that it's taking e to that power. And I'm going to round it to 4 decimal places. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Look to the right, that's a 5. So that means I have to round this 4 up to 5. So 33.1155 now. 33.1155. Go ahead and do these on the right. It's mostly just making sure you know where these buttons are on your calculator. Alright, next one on the right hand side, evaluate using a calculator, round to the nearest 3 decimals. Again, make sure you're rounding these to the correct place value. It won't always be 4. So this is a log. I take 39, take the log of that. Now I'm going out 3 decimal places. So 1, 2, 3. Look to the right, that's a 0. I'm going to leave the 1 alone. 1.591. Approximately 1.591. Same thing with the next one. I have 0.00124. I'm going to take the log of that, and I get negative 2. I'm going 3 decimals, 1, 2, 3. Look to the right, 5 says round that 6 up to 7. So negative 2.907. Negative 2.907. Now we're down here, and we are rounding these to the nearest 10,000th place. These are ln's to start, so I take 19, take the natural log of 19, I'm going to take it out to the 10,000th place. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths. Look to the right, that's a 3. I leave the 4 alone. 2.9444. Approximately 2.9444. Same thing with the next one. 0.06. Take the natural log of that. It's negative 4 decimals, 1, 2, 3, 4. Look to the right, it's a 1, so I'm going to leave this 4 alone. So negative 2.8134. Negative 2.8134. This last one is another function. It says the function f of x equals e to the x power, and we want to find f of negative 1.4. So evaluating that function at negative 1.4 means wherever we see an x, we replace it with negative 1.4. So the exponent here becomes negative 1.4. So now I'm doing 1.4. I'm going to make that negative, and then I'm going to take the base e to that power. So we can see here e to the negative 1.4 power. That little caret means exponent. And I'm going to round that to 10,000th place. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Look to the right. That 9 says round that 5 up to 6. So 2466. Approximately 0.2466. And there you have it. Hopefully you found all those buttons on your calculator.